Exercise and an active lifestyle are key to preventing a multitude of diseases, including the loss of muscle tissue and decreased bone density. Here to demonstrate some easy things you can do to help improve your health and quality of life is health and fitness expert Laticia Action Jackson. Good morning, Laticia Action Jackson. I want to emphasize the action.
Yes.
Because you are all about the action.
The action is what I do.
I'm so excited to have you on the show. My first introduction to you was at a women's conference. What was it, back in April, something like that?
It was, yes, at April 30th, April 31st.
Yeah. And you blew
E3.
my mind with all your energy, and you're just, it's infectious.
Yay!
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to have you on the show, so I'm really excited. But the first question we always like to ask, because I don't want to waste any time here, we need to get into your exercises because I think they're going to be really helpful to people.
Yes.
But I want to know about you and your business and kind of what you're up to.
Right. Well, a little bit about myself. I'm a 2008 Fitness Olympian champion.
Woo!
Yes! I'm a 3-time NPC fitness state champion, and I have master level degrees in exercise physiology, public health, and I spend most of my day, Rachel, in really educating people on how to live a quality, not just quality, but a healthy quality life.
Right.
I'm the owner of a company called Transformation Health, and my tagline is transforming your health, transforming your life.
Awesome.
So I spend a lot of time on stage, traveling around the United States as an Olympian, but more importantly, what's really at my passion and the center of what I do is getting people like yourself healthy.
Awesome.
Yes.
Wait a minute, like me healthy?
Yes, everyone. So this is really funny. So when people ask me who should exercise, right?
Everybody.
I say everyone has a heart.
Everybody.
So
Absolutely.
it's all inclusive.
Well, let's get right into it because I don't want anybody to miss the stuff that you have prepared for us today. So you're here to help talk to us about prevention exercises for sarcopenia. I've been practicing that word.
Great job.
And osteoporosis.
Yes, great job.
So tell us what you got that we can help folks with maybe that are dealing with those kinds of things.
So first of all, let's educate our audience
a
little bit. When you hear someone talk about sarcopenia, it's actually a loss of muscle tissue. Now, research shows that after the age of 30, every decade, people probably lose about 3 to 5% of their muscle mass. And if you can imagine, as we're aging, our activities of daily living, we have a tendency to slow down. And that's really what we don't want to do. Because when we decrease our physical activity, we start to lose lean muscle tissue. And then when we're not building that muscle tissue, it also puts us at risk for osteoporosis. So they kind of go hand in hand. Absolutely. So sarcopenia is a loss of muscle tissue, whereas osteoporosis is a loss of bone. And a lot of times you'll hear an elderly person fail, and then from there they had to continue issues with their health. In actuality, the bones broke and caused them to fall. Well,
osteoporosis is a very common term that I hear a lot, especially among senior populations. But sarcopenia is a new word for me.
Right.
So that's new. So I'm excited to see what you have in mind.
Yeah. And the thing about sarcopenia, as you just stated, no one walks around talking about sarcopenia.
Right.
But coming from the exercise physiology world, and I do a lot of fitness programming for older populations, even they are surprised that they really need to continue to do resistance training. So when you hear the word resistance training, it's basically you're exerting force against your muscles. So in order for an older population, and not just the older population, everybody really needs to incorporate resistance training. But as we stated before, as we get older, our physical activity has a tendency to slow down. I love resistance bands. Yes.
Even I know what they are.
Yes. And a lot of times people don't want to go to the gym. And I think when we think about muscle training or weight training, we automatically think, I don't have time for the gym. Right? So busy populations of older people, jobs, careers, a resistance band is something that you can do at home. So one of the things that you can do, this is an exercise called a bicep curl, and it's something as simple.
You want to turn around a little bit?
Absolutely. Putting the band underneath your feet, putting a slight bend in your knees, and curling up, okay? Keeping your elbows locked into your side, chest back, core tight.
Now, do you feel like, especially with someone that has weak muscles, that this is something that's going to be pretty easy for them to do?
Yes, the really great thing about resistance bands is if you can feel that, Do you feel how thick that is? This is a heavier resistance. So resistance comes in different forms. You can get the light resistance, medium resistance, and this is more of someone that's probably a little bit more advanced. So yeah, if you look at this one here, this is a better example. Feel these two.
Oh, yeah.
You see the difference? Okay. And another thing, because this is lighter resistance, another exercise we could do is called a shoulder press. Okay?
Okay.
Elbows here and press up. So once again, I have not left my home.
Right.
Right? And I'm just working on my shoulders. And then
So what is that accomplishing?
The first exercise when I was actually lifting was focusing here on the biceps. The second exercise that I was doing was focusing here on the shoulders. If you think about it, as I go and grab, right? Imagine if I'm coming across my body here to pick up a bag of groceries. If I don't have the strength of my biceps, I have troubles, right?
Right.
So everything that you do, your body has to move. Another thing that you can do to build your lower body strength is a sit to stand. So you would want to sit on the end of your seat here, Rachel. Feet flat on the floor, slight bend in your knees. Core is engaged. You're going to come up.
So when you say core is engaged, that's kind of a fitness term. I don't know everybody will understand. I happen to understand it because one time I went to the gym.
One time, yes.
But what does that mean to the general public when you say core is engaged?
Great job. So I'm a visual person, right? Imagine if somebody were to come to you and try to punch you in your stomach. What is your natural reaction?
Tighten it.
Tighten it.
Yep.
So that's exactly the same way that you want to feel, no matter if you're doing a squat, if you're doing a bicep curl, if you're doing that exercise. Core engagement protects your spine.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, great question. So once again, core engaged, your stomach tight. Feet are flat, keep a slight bend in your knee. Some people don't have balance as they get older, right? So if you find that you don't have that kind of balance, sit back a little further in your chair, okay? But you still want to have your knee not go over the top of your toe. You're going to keep your stomach
core engaged.
Yes. You'll come up, slight bend in your knees. You never lock your joints out, and then come back down.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Okay. That seems pretty easy.
It is. It is. And you think about it as we age, something as simple as getting out of a chair becomes very complicated for a lot of people because they lose their lower body strength.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So what else you got for us?
Well, you want to...
Okay. I'll try something.
Yay! Okay. Come have a seat.
Action Jackson. Persuasive Jackson.
Okay. So what you and I are going to do...
Are you going to make me sit?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You're going to sit.
Okay. Let's see. I got a cord situation. This might be kind of complicated. Okay.
So you and I are going to do one-arm rows.
Okay.
And this is really fun. So imagine you and your husband at home, and neither one of you want to go to the gym.
Probably more so me than him.
So extend your arm out for me. Okay. And then you're going to pull it back.
Okay.
So keep it. So extend
I don't know
your
if
arm.
I'm far enough.
So bring your arm straight. There you go. So we're going to squeeze together. Squeeze. Squeeze. There you go. This is called a one-arm row.
That's pretty simple.
Pretty simple, right?
Am I keeping my core engaged?
Yes. Kind of stand up. Let's stand up and have you do it. Okay. One of the things that we could do to make it a little bit more complex so we could work on our balance, bring your right foot forward. Okay. Heel down, arm extended, and let's row. I'm going to lift my foot off the ground.
Okay.
Lift. Squeeze.
I don't know. Lifting the foot off the ground makes me a little anxiety-ridden.
So remember, everyone has a different fitness level. If you're not comfortable lifting your foot off the ground, keep your heel on the ground. Core is, what do we do with our core?
You tighten it.
There you go. Do you see how your posture changed when you tighten your core? Very good. Pull. Good. Let's do 5 more. 3 more. I just lost my count. 2 more.
2 more.
1 more.
So what is the foot helping?
So, great question. Hold that for me. Whenever I move from being stable on the ground and coming here, it does a couple things. Automatically, my core had to engage itself to stabilize me. As we get older, we lose our balance.
Right.
Right? So that helps with balance and core stabilization.
Cool.
Okay? And you can actually do these balance stands. I'm getting really excited.
Well, come in a little closer so we can get you better. Yeah.
You can actually just imagine if you're in front of your mirror getting dressed for work, and as you're doing your hair, it's the little things that we do on a daily basis. So imagine for a count of 10, I'm curling my hair, right?
Now, okay, I can barely do that.
You just did it.
Well, I know, but thinking about someone who is 60 and older and the challenges that they have, you know, with balance and their muscle capacity and that kind of thing.
They could hold onto the sink.
Okay. There you go.
So imagine, remember, there's even though this is the thing that I want people to keep in mind, age does not correlate to disability. So even though someone may be 60, they may still be in really great shape. So let's say somebody's at 60 and they don't have the core stabilization. They could place their hands on top of the sink, and they could actually bring the leg behind them, okay? So they're still getting dressed, but they're holding on to their sink.
Gotcha.
And then they can do the opposite leg, core tight. I think it's important for us to really teach our older population that although you're aging, life is not over.
Right.
And I think...
Well, and I think that's a new thing, too. You know, the AARP president just recently came out with a book called Disrupt Aging.
Yes.
And it's kind of the same thing where she had come to this point in life where she turned, I think, 60, and people over the hill, you're so old, and all these kinds of, you know, stereotypes. And she was like, well, wait a minute, I actually feel great. Maybe better than I ever have, you know?
Yes.
So I think it is important that we emphasize that.
And I think also, Rachel, that not just the physical part of getting healthy, but the mental part of getting healthy. And we have to really encourage that. So as we're getting older, don't think about now I'm at this age and the milestone is disability. The milestone is osteoporosis or sarcopenia. If anything, think about as I'm getting older, am I learning new things to keep me healthy?
But speaking of milestones, we're at the milestone of we have to finish the segment.
Yes.
So we are actually going to have your website posted on the screen so people can be directed to you. But thank you so much, Laticia. Action Jackson, for coming on. You have so much energy and you're great.
Yes. Don't forget, guys, we didn't mention really quick, if you're going to incorporate resistance training into your fitness routine or begin to do it, we recommend that you do it at least 3 days a week. And also, you can reach me at 850-696-8069 or visit my website at transformationhealth.us. And I love to give you a program and work with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.